Thank you. Good afternoon, conservatives. Well, by now, I guess you know that I switched my party affiliation. I once was lost, now I'm found. It is good to be home. Now people spend a lot of time asking me, what kind of Republican am I? It's as though I can hyphenate Republican. I think people get a little too cute with these hyphens today. They ask me if I'm an African hyphen American. I say, no, I'm an American. They ask, are you a conservative hyphen Republican? Are you a libertarian hyphen Republican? Are you a neo hyphen conservative? Are you a social hyphen conservative? Enough with the hyphens already. It is time for us to define Republican so clearly that no clarification is needed. In recent history, we've permitted so many other people, our opponents, to define us that people don't really understand who we are. So the average young person on the street would associate Republicans with negative attitudes toward race, for example, despite the fact that we have a glorious history in civil rights, as leaders of civil rights, despite the fact that the only black United States senator is a Republican, despite the host of our rock-solid candidates, Mia Love, Katrina Pearson, Erica Harold, hopefully Alan West. Hopefully Ben Carson. And maybe even Elbert Guillory. The person on the street also probably associates Republicanism with anti-feminism. You remember that war on women? If you want to hear a war on women, listen to any hip-hop radio station or video. That's a war on women. The most vile and violent language, the most disrespectful language that you can hear. That is a war on women. The liberals are masters of deception. It's one of their favorite tactics. They do some evil, then point fingers and blame it on the Republicans. And what do we Republicans do? We sit in silence, letting the party of disappointment define us at will. The truth is that we have a fantastic story to tell, a story about our fiscal integrity, a story about our glorious civil rights leadership, a story about our policies promoting and protecting family and the Second Amendment and prayer and promoting a strong national defense. A fantastic story is what we have. What we do not have is a sense of urgency. If you lived in the finest house, finest mansion, in the nicest neighborhood, and a horde of termites came to attack the foundation of that mansion, you and every member of your family would get outside. You'd be stumping and beating and burning termites, getting them away from your home. You would have a sense of urgency. You would call an exterminator. You'd call 911. You'd call the U.S. Marines. You would have a sense of urgency. Today, the foundation of our great mansion is under attack by termites. And I don't see that sense of urgency. There's an old adage. You young people, I'm sure, have not even heard it. As sound as a dollar bill. That meant a long time ago, that was an expression of confidence in America's fiscal integrity, the soundness, the rock solidness of our dollar. You don't hear that anymore. And one of the reasons is because the head termite spends almost twice as much money as we take in as a nation. He is destroying the fiscal integrity of this nation. Your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren will be saddled with this national debt that will take generations for them to pay off. And while those termites attack our fiscal integrity, I don't see our sense of urgency. I don't see that sense of urgency. America was conceived and born as a Christian nation. God is the rock upon which our nation has been built. The termites are attacking that rock, attacking the foundation. The head termite even publicly disparages those of us who still cling to our Bibles and our guns. Can you imagine? The head termite, publicly, he feels so comfortable that he can be out in public and disparage us. That shows you how serious the attack on our rock is. They have removed prayer from school. They've removed the Ten Commandments from the courthouse. They've removed morality from the State House. They are attacking the moral foundation of this nation. And we are just kind of sitting back, just kind of relaxed. I don't understand it. No sense of urgency. They won't be satisfied until they've eaten every page, these termites, every page from our Bible, and every stock and handle from our guns. And while we're talking about guns, you know, the urban areas of America are suffering a tremendous wave of violence, unlike any in recorded history. And a lot of people associate that with guns, but it's not really a gun problem. It is a culture of killing. It's a culture of disrespect and no consequences. A culture of violence fed by putting 3- and 4-year-olds in front of a television, blaring with violent video games. And that 3-year-old grows up being bombarded with these violent images. The only solution that they learn to conflict management. If there's a conflict, the solution that they've learned is to kill it. It's to shoot it. That is what has caused the problem. That is the problem. That is the culture of killing in our urban areas. It's not guns. If we take away all guns today, the culture of killing will remain, and people will kill themselves with knives, with sticks, and with stones, as they have done since prehistoric times. It is the culture of killing, not our guns, that's the problem. The termites are attacking the very nature and character of marriage. When the Lord put Adam to sleep, he reached into Adam's rib cage and took out the finest rib and blew life and beauty into that rib. And he stood it before Adam so that Adam would place it just right, so when his eyes would open, he would be mesmerized. And he woke up Adam, and he did not say, "Adam, here's Leroy." And when the Lord said to Noah, "Go out and get 2 of every species," he didn't just say, "Go out and grab any 2. He said, "Go out and get a male and a female of each species." Since the first day of this universe, since the first day of this creation of our Lord, whether you're talking about the human kingdom or the animal kingdom, the basic foundational unit, the family unit, the unit upon which all society is built, is a unit composed of one man, one woman, children living as one flesh. Today, the termites are actively seeking to change that. They're attacking the very fabric of American society. Perhaps I'm sightless, but I don't see a sense of urgency. Maybe there's something wrong with my ears because I don't hear a sense of urgency about these attacks on our foundation. Millions of babies killed in their mothers' wombs every year. And I don't even smell a sense of urgency in our nation. Whatever is good and decent and working, the termites attack. In Louisiana, we have a voucher program that is quite successful. 8,000 vouchers, 90% minority, 100% poor. 100% in the worst performing schools in America. Now, in the 1950s, there were some Democrat thugs who crawled out of the backwoods of Louisiana and stood in the schoolhouse doors to prevent little children from coming in to get an education. Today, Louisiana is the battleground again. This time, thugs crawled out of the halls of government in Washington, D.C., out of the Justice Department and out of the White House in Washington, D.C. Those thugs crawled with a lawsuit to stop Louisiana's voucher program. And today, they stand in the schoolhouse doors. Now, back in the 1950s, when they stood, our Republican president, Dwight Eisenhower, sent federal marshals. It was we Republicans who stood up against the thugs. Today in Louisiana, it is Republicans who stand with those little children, preventing the thugs or defying the thugs from preventing them from getting their education. It is Republicans who fight today to keep the schoolhouse doors open. It is Republicans who battle those forked-tongued termites who send their own little termites to the best private schools that money can buy. But they want to force little Louisianans into the worst schools in America. Yes, my fellow Republicans, we have a glorious story to tell. We need only to go out and tell that story. Tell them who we are. Define Republican with crystal clarity and with no hyphens. Republicans are the party of freedom. Republicans are the party of a less intrusive government. Republicans are the party of the free press. Republicans are the party that will shrink Washington, D.C. down to size and bring an economic boom to this nation again. Republicans are the party that will tell OPEC where to get off and will free American energy producers to bring us into a new millennium. Republicans are the party that will finally fix our education system that's so broken and give little poor children the tools that they need to fight their way out of poverty and to live the American dream. Republicans are the warriors. Republicans are the protectors of America. Thank you for letting me be here with you. God bless you, and God bless our homeland. Thank you.